everyone, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 3 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches in ECW history with match number 48 on our list, which is the ECW World Tag Team title match between the champions, the Dudley Boyz of Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, and the challengers, the Eliminators of Perry Saturn and Kronus, from the ECW Barely Legal event held on April the 13th of 1997. This match is essentially a squash match, so it's a little bizarre that something of that nature earns a spot on what I think are the top 50 matches in ECW history. But even though it's a squash, it is so absolutely perfect and accomplishes all of its goals that set out, for it, that it is truly one of my favorite ECW matches. It's a perfect little package. If you watch my introduction video to this season, you know that I had the Barely Legal commercial tape and I wore that tape out. This match was the opener on this show. It was the perfect opener. I've seen it so many times, and every time I see it, I enjoy it just as much as I did the first time I saw it. So what you have here is you have arguably the top heel unit in ECW at the time in the Dudleys. They were running amok of the ECW tag team division. Then you have the Eliminators, which are a super hot babyface tag team act. They were, originally heels. They moved into the babyface, position, and they excelled so well just simply because of their offense. They both had, innovative, high-flying, unique offense that you weren't seeing a lot of in North American wrestling at that time. So it made the Eliminators stand out as incredibly unique. You put both of those teams together with a great heel mouthpiece in Joel Gertner in front of an absolutely electric ECW arena crowd that was over capacity for the very first ECW pay-per-view ever as the opener, and you have magic being made. I love this match so very much. So, like I said, it is essentially a squash match, but the perfect way to open this pay-per-view. So you get, Joel Gertner out there cutting a heel promo about the Dudleys being the greatest tag team in the world. Enter the Eliminators. The Dudleys bail as heel teams would normally do, but they leave sign guy Dudley, one of their managers, behind in the ring, and the Eliminators immediately take him out with total elimination. The fact that that is the first move to ever be shown on ECW pay-per-view, I think was very, very smart. So, maybe you're giving away the farm a little bit by, what's essentially going to end up being the finish of the match, being done immediately. But again, it was so cool. That move was so awesome. It is in legendary status. Everybody loves total elimination. We've seen so many takes on it over the years. So for the Eliminators to immediately hit it, how much these guys mean business and how awesome this tag team that you are about to see is. The Dudleys, they do get a little bit of an opportunity to build up some heat early. Bubba hits, some big power moves, a power bomb, a tilt-a-whirl slam. They do a vertical suplex while Devon comes off the top with a crossbody, just enough to build up a little heat on the Eliminators. But then this match shifts and we get, essentially that squash match where the Eliminators run through all of their offense on the Dudleys in tremendous fashion. They hit, flippy tornado kicks like Amazing Red or Nate Webb would do. They hit stereo, rounding body presses, kind of like Alexa Bliss's Twisted Bliss. They both hit those off the top rope in stereo. Kronus backflips Saturn by the foot over the ropes into a moonsault onto the Dudleys on the floor. Not to be outdone, he hits a space-flying tiger drop. Now, if you don't know John Kronus, he's a big man. He was about close to 300 pounds, and just the high-flying maneuvers he did at the time. We see a lot of big guys that move very well in wrestling nowadays, but at the time, that was pretty much unheard of. It was so unique. You figure early, mid-90s, right, 95, 96, 97, wrestling is dominated by these big kind of, unathletic stiffs. And then you have somebody like Kronus completely breaking the mold. And I really don't think that he's someone that, in today's era gets as much respect put on his name as he should from how innovative and how outside of the box he was at that time. So he takes him out with a space flying tiger drop, which was insane. He hits, what I'll call like a razzle dazzle ruckus style, a cartwheel, round off, backflip elbow into the corner. Perry Saturn hits his gorgeous top rope elbow drop that he does, and then hits just an Escalera, lion salt off the top rope just because he can. Kronus hits a 450 splash. They hit, a plethora of different kick combos, and they finally finish Bubba off with total elimination for the 3. They ran absolutely wild. The crowd was losing their minds. They were so happy to see the title change. And then enter Joel Gertner, who was a manager for the Dudleys, but also their personal ring announcer. So he started out as a ring announcer for ECW, kind of did the heel turn and was paired up with the Dudleys. So he proceeds to announce, for whatever reason, that the Dudley Boyz are still the ECW Tag Team Champions, and he eats total elimination for his trouble one last time in a move that would put him in a neck brace for the entirety of his ECW career post Barely Legal, which is something I love, very Cowboy Bob Orton-esque, with the career-long cast on his arm. Joel Gertner would wear this neck brace all the time, but he was known for wearing suits, with his hairy chest underneath and bow ties, so he would put a bow tie over the neck brace and color coordinate them with their suit, and it became a running gag, so this is where it got its start. I love this match so much. It shows the absolute power of the ECW arena and how it can elevate basically a squash match to something so memorable that it earns a spot on the list of the top 50 greatest matches in ECW history, which is something remarkable. The offense from the Eliminators is perfect. Everything goes off without a hitch. The Dudleys are the perfect counterpoints and, sell well and basically give themselves up to put over the other team. And this is an absolutely wonderful package that, despite the fact I've seen it so many times, I love revisiting it every now and then. Barely Legal, if you've never seen it, it's a tremendously historic show. It does, have a middle point there where it kind of falls off a cliff a little bit with the Shane Douglas and Pitbull match, but the rest of it is a lot of really good stuff, and it's something you absolutely need to watch start to finish at least one time in your life just to say you've done it. You can check out anything ECW, of course, on the WWE Network or on Peacock. If you can't find some of this ECW stuff on Peacock, you can find it online with a search. I ask that you subscribe to my channel here on YouTube so that you never miss a video in our countdown. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50, and please join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down Pro Wrestling's Top 50. Top 50.